Are our therapeutic strategies smart enough to get rid of the cancer? Because we know that cancers are smart, they're not stupid. Actually, there was a doctor at Stanford, Dr. Sledge, he's the head of clinical oncology at Stanford. I've met with him a couple times in Boston, and he says there's stupid cancers and there's smart cancers. And he also was the former head of the American Cancer Society. And Dr. Sledge here shows smart cancers have multiple driver mutations. So if you look at me, if this is a tumor and we have driver mutations on the cell surface, 90% of all cancers are smart cancers, and they have multiple driver mutations. So if you block one or two mutations with checkpoint inhibitors or gene-targeted therapy or BRAF inhibitors, any of that, you can slow down the growth, but then when these other mutations kick in, you're going to have progression of disease. And this is the current problem with conventional immunotherapies. And so there's resistance, you need multiple therapies, as opposed to stupid cancers, they have one, oftentimes only one or at most two driver mutations, and you could suppress them very easily. So, I'll give you an example. This is a patient with melanoma that had a BRAF mutation. And they said, great, we have a drug that's a kinase inhibitor, a RAF inhibitor, that can block this mutation. And this is conventional immunotherapy. This was published actually in 2011 in the Journal of Clinical Oncology, a peer-reviewed, reputable journal. So this patient had the RAF inhibitor for the BRAF mutation, and look what happened 15 weeks after therapy. Everything apparently is gone, everyone's happy, and they continue the therapy. 23 weeks later, it's not really a recurrence because the cancer never went away. You understand that the Beljanski Foundation is doing research on breast cancer stem cells. This is exactly what medicine needs, is to look at these cancer stem cells because that's what leads to metastasis. No one dies from breast cancer. No one dies from colon cancer. They die from the metastasis of those diseases. And so we need to look at those cancer stem cells. So conventional wisdom, as you know, is to treat the tumor in the person, whereas our wisdom here in integrative medicine is to treat the person with the tumor. Right? Same thing with the COVID. It wasn't about treating the SARS-CoV-2 in the person, it was about treating the person with the SARS-CoV-2. And so this is an important concept to understand. 4 clinical characteristics of all cancer patients. They all have inflammation. They all have acidity in their microenvironment, hypothermia. Your body temperature is usually low. I've had patients that their body temperature is like 95.5 centigrade, 36, 35.5 Celsius. And so we need to heat you up. We need to sweat. And then we know about hypoxia. Hypoxia is low oxygen. So if you forget a lot of what I say, just remember these 4 inherent characteristics of all cancer situations is hypoxia, acidity, low temperature, and inflammation. So at Hope for Cancer, we did a little survey of 82 of our stage 4 cancer patients, and we found that 74% of them had mild to excessive inflammation as measured by the high sensitivity C-reactive protein, okay? So make sure your physician, your practitioner is checking for inflammation. This is only one parameter of inflammation, but a very significant one.